The Education Network presents Inside the District with Superintendent Robert Avossa.
Now, on this back-to-school edition of Inside the District, rolling out a new era in education. Rolling out new school buses and transportation improvements. And rolling out the red carpet for hundreds of new teachers.
We're ready to roll.
Hello and welcome to this special back-to-school edition of Inside the District with Superintendent Robert Avossa. The 2016-17 school year is upon us, and while students were off for the summer, district employees have been hard at work preparing for the new school year. Dr. Avossa, thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm excited to be here.
Well, we begin a new era in education as dictated by the strategic plan. So how are you and the district overall approaching this school year as opposed to last?
So last year, my first 6 months on the job, we really focused on making sure we understood the context of the district, the community, understanding the challenges that people faced, and then crafting a strategic plan. This year, it's all about execution. Now we've identified the 19 key initiatives. Year one, we're working on 8 of them, and then year 2, we'll have another set, and then year 3, we'll complete the entire plan. So right now, it's about execution. It's about making sure that we hit the ground running on August 15th.
You mentioned that there are 4 goals, and the first of which is having more students reading on grade level by 3rd grade. So how do programs such as iReady work into that?
Well, right now what we know is that if children aren't reading on grade level by 3rd grade, we're really going to struggle to try to get them back up to speed by 10th grade. And in fact, we spend millions of dollars as a district to do that, and yet we're not that successful. So we're flipping that paradigm. We're investing earlier and more intently at the pre-K through 2nd grade. iReady is going to be able to give us an opportunity to really personalize for kids where they're struggling in reading and writing and mathematics, and where teachers can double down their efforts to make sure that whether a child is low performing, in the middle of the pack, or high performing, that they're meeting their fullest potential.
What seems really cool about that program too is that children can do it from home. They could go to the local library.
I'm excited. We met with all the library staff this summer. The public library in Palm Beach has a great library system, and we gave them all the information. We showed them how it works, so they're going to be helping us. This can also happen at night and weekends, at a church or a temple. Anywhere you have internet service, the child can log in and spend some time doing what they should be doing, which is reading, writing, and doing math. So learning really shouldn't just happen at school. It should happen anywhere, and it needs to be personalized.
Now, how about the children in grades 3rd through 5 who are going to be working with this AMP program? What's that all about?
So I'm really excited that we're rolling out this year a program to accelerate the highest performing students in mathematics. What I noticed during year 1 as I was combing through all the data is that we don't have enough kids taking algebra and geometry in middle school. Now I'm talking about kids who are gifted or in honor status and doing well, but we're not pushing them far enough. And this will give us an opportunity to accelerate them so they can be more successful and get some of those positions going out of high school, for example, in the STEM field, or going to college and learning about engineering, mathematics, etc.
And to that end, you have so many different STEM programs throughout the district and all kinds of choice programs. Tell us about that. Are you expanding the number this year?
We are expanding the number. We've opened several new sort of programs, and these career pieces have been really popular. Families have told me over my first year that they want to see more of that. They want more choice. They want more personalization in these programs. We've also expanded some seats at a very popular school, Suncoast. We added 50 additional seats and 25 at Dreyfus. We also have some plans for the future to expand the arts in South County as well.
You also hired hundreds of new teachers, and I tell you what, we dropped by Teacher Fest. Explain to our audience what Teacher Fest was like and why there was so much fanfare.
Well, first of all, teaching is the most important position in our district. Being a teacher is critical, and we wanted to celebrate them. And that's really what that was about. Joining the team, we want them to understand our culture. We rolled out a big red carpet. We had young men and women from band and cheerleaders. We had a big limousine out front. We wanted to make it a special day, and we want them to know that they are special people, and we want them to, stay here and work here and live here and be part of our community. So it was a big day for us. It was exciting.
I know you always look for passion in a teacher, but have the qualities that you look for evolved amid the strategic plan?
Well, I think what we've realized is that we've got to do a better job with fit. So some teachers might be more apt to work with children in 3rd through 5th grade, while others may have specialized skills in mathematics and science. We can't be generic about placement. We've got to be really careful that we're putting a teacher in a place where he or she is most successful and contributing to our students at a higher level. So technology has played into that quite a bit. The young men and women who are coming out of the ed schools right now, 22, 23 years old, these are kids who've grown up with technology. They're used to it. It's just part of the way they do business. And so that's been an easy part. The hard part for the rest of us is that we've had to learn the technology. We've had to learn how to infuse it. But that's where the investment of professional development comes in.
And we have more children than ever, at least for what enrollment is up this year?
It is. Enrollment's up. It looks like we'll probably pass the 195,000 mark in pre-K through 12th grade. And as the economy continues to improve, we're going to probably start seeing even more of an increase over the next couple of years. We might even be well over 200,000.
And you've also reformatted the regional offices to 4. Now, why is that, and how will that benefit, say, the lower performing schools?
Well, one of the things that I know we were challenged with is that the former position called area superintendent might have 30, 35, or 40 schools. And it is just impossible for one individual to have that many direct reports. So what we've decided to do is bundle the schools in small portfolios if they're low performing. So the highest performing superintendents will be working with the lowest performing schools in bundles of 5 and 6, whereas the schools that are higher performing, let's say A-rated schools, they may be in groups of 20. So they're learning from one another, they're working together, and the instructional leader, the superintendent in the area, will be able to really focus in and help the lowest performing schools.
A lot of good changes, and the winds of change are also blowing through the district's transportation department. Up next on Inside the District, transportation is on track. We're going to tell you all about the changes and the improvements that students are experiencing while riding the school bus. We'll be right back.
Don't wait to vaccinate. Proof of immunization is required for all new students, transfer students, and entry to some grade levels. Children entering 7th grade must have an updated form showing additional required vaccinations.
Families should know that, immunizations have been proven safe. They are the best protection that a child could have. It's really encouraged that everybody get their shots, get them on time, get into school, and have a healthy school year.
The Florida Department of Health in Palm Beach County has a full list of immunization requirements and its immunization van schedule at palmbeach.floridahealth.gov. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Health and the School District of Palm Beach County.
Welcome back to Inside the District with Superintendent Robert Avossa. Dr. Avossa, of course, one of the early challenges of the last school year was problems with transportation. You totally revamped the system. Tell us how you feel going into the new school year.
Well, last year I think everybody knew that we had a major problem on our hands when day one, not even 50% of our buses arrived on time. It was a big challenge, but we brought in a new team and feel really good about the progress we've made this year. We ended the year at a very good place. We took most of the routes that we had last year and put them into a much more technology-rich environment so that we can get even more efficiency out of our routes. We've practiced several times, and I'm feeling really good. Pete DiDonato and the team in transportation have stepped up to the challenge. We've invested more money in training. Our starting salaries now are $14 an hour, which makes our drivers some of the highest paid in South Florida, which is a tough job. And if you want to recruit folks, we've got to be able to pay them. And it's a tough job, but they've stepped up, and I'm hoping to have a much smoother opening than we did this year.
Well, the Education Network recently visited the Transportation Department, and folks may not realize, unlike teachers, the transportation workers are there all year. So let's give our audience a behind-the-scenes look of what actually goes on during the summer and why you feel so much more prepared.
From maintenance and repairs on existing buses, and retrofitting and rolling out a new fleet,
Tell me the color and the function. Break them down for me, okay?
to the hiring and expanded training of new drivers, transportation improvements shifted into high gear over the summer.
Transportation is working very diligently to make sure that all children that are riding our school buses are safe. And parents should be felt comfortable that we are doing a great job this year to make sure this is happening.
Safety concerns prompted a strategic tweaking of bus times and routes.
We've actually gone back to an old routing system that everyone was familiar with and comfortable with. And so all summer that team has been working to bring back the old routes that people were familiar with. But within that change back to the old system, making sure that the actual bus stops were much safer for children.
Beginning August 10th, you'll be able to find your child's bus stop and time of pickup and drop-off by logging on to palmbeachschools.org and clicking on the Find My Bus link. Next, enter your student's home address, school, AM or PM, and click Display Stops.
The only bus stops they will see when they get on the Find My Bus stop and put their address in there is a safe bus stop for that student.
Drivers are currently in the process of making sure all routes are the safest and most efficient.
Last year we had only one mock run. This year we decided to do two because we wanted to be able to make some adjustments after the first mock run. Then we'll have a second, we'll make a second set of adjustments, and then at that point all the bus routes are frozen and we have to run them.
This year, all school buses are also being tracked via GPS.
If parents have issues about questions about where the buses are, they need to call the call center or they need to call the school. These two entities will be able to locate the buses and tell them exactly where they are.
Bus drivers are now better trained and qualified and in higher number than ever before. The district increased starting pay to $14 an hour and hired 80 new drivers.
It's really helped us to be a little more selective in the drivers that we choose to go through the training process and also for retaining the drivers.
The district also doubled the mandatory training time. This year, there's a backup reserve of drivers and buses. The district bought new buses, increasing the fleet and reserve size to more than 800 available to cover the district's nearly 650 routes. Ensuring a smooth rollout will also take the cooperation of parents.
I know the first day of school, obviously parents want to bring their kids to school. It's an exciting time, but we are encouraging individuals to allow children to ride their bus the first day of school so we get a sense of how many students will be taking the bus.
And caregivers, the district now offers two transportation call center numbers, 561-242-6565 and 561-357-1110. 60,000 students ride district buses every day, and getting them to school safely and on time is the first step in academic success.
Well, you can see our mechanics and bus drivers and transportation employees have been very busy this summer making sure we're ready for a great start.
And I know that safety is always, rule one, and that tighter guidelines are now in place to eliminate the possibility of a driver forgetting a child on a bus. Can you tell us about that?
Well, amazingly, it's occurred too often, not just here in Palm Beach County, but across the state and the country. So we've got to make sure that our bus drivers are following the right protocol. We've got a child alert on each bus. We checked all of them this summer, as well as our GPS systems that will allow us to get a chance to monitor how fast drivers go, and if there are violations, etc., we're going to be able to see that, as well as the video on the buses. All of those safety features have been checked and are now part of a pre and post check that needs to be turned in every day from a driver.
There's been a lot of checking. Unlike in past years when there was one mock run before the start of the school year, 3 this year?
Yeah, we did 2 official mock runs, and now we've added another one for just the AM practice. We want to make sure that that first day, again, is as seamless as possible. We know that the first 10 days are always going to be tough no matter what, but we want to make sure that they're also the best we've ever had. We ended off in a great place last year, and we want to make sure we start in a very good place too.
Also, I know that middle school times were modified this year. Now that was a factor of transportation, right?
That's right. When we started reviewing why we had so many issues, one of the main reasons was that we did not have enough time between pickup between elementary, middle, and high school, and we needed to make sure that the drivers had enough time to get through all of their pickups and drop off safely and still be on time. So we had to make some small changes. Some were as short as 5 minutes, others were as long as 15 or 20 minutes.
So much more prepared, it sounds like.
I think so.
Well, you know, bus drivers, of course, weren't the only ones working hard over the summer. Straight ahead, you're going to find out how maintenance crews and other workers and local business partners have also been sprucing up our schools. But are those efforts enough? We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is James. I ride a bus to school every day. When you see a stop school bus with its lights on and stop sign out, remember the following. When the road has 2 lanes, all the cars in both directions must stop. When the road has more than 1 lane and the center is paved, all vehicles in both directions must stop. When the road has an unpaved space, like grass or dirt or a raised barrier, the vehicles behind the bus must stop. Cars going the opposite direction can go, but must proceed with caution. So if you remember these rules, my friend and I will get to school and home safely every day. Stop on red, kids ahead.
Welcome back to Inside the District with Superintendent Robert Avossa. You know, prepping more than 180 school campuses is quite an undertaking. Dr. Avossa, give us an idea of the wear and tear in a school year on these schools.
Listen, we've got 190,000 kids coming in and out of buildings for 180 days, 29 million square feet under air. So the buildings really, you know, they go through a lot and they need to be cleaned up and maintained. We have fallen short on some of this investment over the last 10 years because of some changes and issues that we've faced with taxing, et cetera. But I'm really proud of the work our folks do during the summer. They want to make sure those schools are clean and safe for the first day.
Well, a moment ago we gave our viewers an idea of what the transportation workers do over the summer. What do you say right now we take a look at what some of the maintenance workers do?
Absolutely.
Take a look.
Before the kids get into reading, writing, and arithmetic, it's time for painting, pounding, and plumbing.
There's a lot of good people who do a lot of good work for the kids.
Good and experienced people working for the school district of Palm Beach County. Plumber Mike Gunderman, electrician Mike Baker, and painter Paul Curry. Professionals, each with more than 20 years of experience. They're part of a larger team that's been working across the district throughout the summer. Their goal? To prepare our schools for one big day, August 15th, the day students will start the new school year fresh. By that opening day, the cafeterias, hallways, and campuses will look shiny and new. The team inside the Palm Beach County School District is committed to clean classrooms and, most importantly, safe schools.
I take pride in my work. I make sure that I do the best job that I can do.
These workers really want what's best for the children inside the Palm Beach County School District.
They want to do the job 100%. They do take pride in everything they do.
School pride, where everyone is a winner.
It's nice seeing so many employees pitch in, make sure that we're ready for the first day of school.
It certainly is. And it's really not just employees, is it? It's really community members and business members.
It is. We're so fortunate in Palm Beach County, whether it's a small restaurant owner who donates food for a back-to-school breakfast or lunch for the teachers, or Office Depot who does backpacks for our children. And then more significantly, we recently had a great opportunity to partner with Florida Power and Light, where several hundred of their interns came and worked so hard to clean up a building and spruce it up. They did painting, they put in fresh landscaping, and it's those small touches, particularly in our most at-risk schools, that just make such a huge difference when a kid comes back and sees the school filled with hope and energy, and I just think it motivates people.
Such a nice fresh start. They have those murals on the walls, and it really is great. Now, all of this, of course, helps greatly, but is it enough? I mean, we went out touring some schools, and we saw some roofs that really needed to be replaced that were just getting patched. We also saw some major air conditioning units that looked like they needed to be replaced.
Right.
So what's the answer?
Well, right now we've basically been, duct taping and super gluing our, major issues together just to keep them from falling apart. The real issue here is that we've got a revenue issue. Several years ago, the state legislature, during the worst recession we'd seen in 100 years, decided to reduce our taxes, which sounded like a good idea at the time. It was supposed to be temporary. Unfortunately, it continues through today. And we've seen about a $900 million cut in what we typically would get to maintain our buildings. And now we're starting to see that, where buildings that we should have replaced roofs or should have replaced air conditioning units, we haven't. And we're seeing that now. It's starting to impact our kids in classrooms, and we're worried about that.
Give us an idea of the infrastructure needs, a dollar amount.
Well, our estimates, depending on how much of the scope of works included, are up to $1.5 billion. And so, the sales tax that we've been working with the county and city on certainly covers the vast majority of that. And so it's important that we get the word out so people understand the issues that we face.
How will you prioritize all of this if this does pass?
Well, we've already done that. We've gone through building by building, cataloging all of the different issues in a very transparent manner. Family members can go online and take a look at that. What each of the schools will receive is also listed, and we're excited about that because I think it's important that the community get a chance to see where those dollars are spent. So those priorities have already been put in place, and it's really nothing fancy here. It's roofs, air conditionings, new windows, painting. It's the basics. We're not asking for all the extras. We're asking for the basics, and I think we're going to be able to make a real compelling case for the community.
And that's it, right? If you don't get it from this tax, there's nowhere else you're going to get this money.
No, because we're not our own taxing authority. So we've got to be able to work with the budgets that we have. And so at this point, because the state has not been able to support our construction needs, then it's important that we go to our local community and say, would you consider taking a look at this 1 cent sales tax to help infrastructure for city, county, and schools? I just read recently an article that there are estimates of $6 billion worth of infrastructure that we've not been able to do across the whole state during this time, and how negatively it's impacting our schools, not just here in Palm Beach County, but across the whole state.
I remember hearing a while back that security and technology, if this tax is approved, would also be updated. Is that true?
That's right. It's true, and I heard that during my first year as I got out and about and talked with 20,000 people. Our families want to make sure that the kids have a bus that's new and safe, which we've not been able to replace, that our police officers have the equipment they need to keep us safe, that we have single points of entry so that we can make sure strangers can't come on campus. So, and then there's other things we'd like to see as well as more video surveillance, et cetera. So we're hoping that folks will take a look at that and make a good decision.
Yeah, Dr. Avossa, this is something we'll be discussing a lot more leading up to the November 8th election, and of course providing the community with a lot more on that as well. But still ahead on this edition of Inside the District, you're going to be hearing from students and staff about what they're most looking forward to. But first, now is the time to apply for free and reduced price meals. Applications may be submitted online at palmbeachschools.org/SFS. So what's new on the menu this year?
New on the menu this year, we have a variety of items. We have a barbecue chicken pizza. We have a new yogurt parfait with some mixed berries. We're also going to be having in our salads, all of our salads this year will be with romaine lettuce instead of the iceberg. So we're trying to get that healthier lettuce into the salads. And there's a variety of other items as well.
A penny! You see this penny? My mom told me not to pick it up because it's sturdy and it's just a penny. But just a penny can add up when it's combined with a whole bunch of other pennies. Don't tell my mom, but I pick up pennies whenever I can, and then I wash my hands. I find them on the sidewalk, the washing machine, between my mom's seats. I find lots of them in between my mom's car seats. This November, I'm not the only kid that's counting on a penny.
The penny sales tax will give district schools $1.35 billion to improve technology in our schools.
It would replace old school buses.
A lot of our schools will get things fixed that need fixing,
like roofs and air conditioning units. And we'll be able to make our schools safer with security enhancements.
That sounds pretty awesome to me. And I'm not a grown-up, and I can't vote.
But you're a grown-up and you can vote.
A penny might not seem like much, but it means a whole lot to us. Think about it. All that spare change could add up.
In 2008, the Florida legislature began cutting the capital budgets school districts used for construction, repairs, and major expenditures for things such as technology and school buses. In all, the capital budget for our district schools has been cut a devastating $865 million since 2008. Now, our school district estimates it needs more than $1.4 billion to address much-needed building maintenance, classroom technology, an aging transportation fleet, and important security enhancements that will make our schools safer. A 2016 penny sales tax will raise $2.7 billion. If approved in November, local schools will receive 50% of all revenue raised. The county government and cities will split the remaining 50%, with 30% going to our county government and 20% to our city governments. It's one penny and it's not forever. The penny sales tax will expire in 2026 or when the much-needed $2.7 billion is raised, whichever comes first.
One county, one penny. A penny counts.
Election Day is November 8th.
Matthew, first day of school is approaching. What are you looking forward to?
You know, I'm just looking forward to enjoying my senior year. How about you, bro?
I'm really looking forward to this band season. I'm excited, I'm pumped up, and I think it's going to be a great year.
What I'm excited about for the first day of school is to see all my new friends that I haven't seen over the summer.
First day of school, I'll like it, you know, because I'm a senior, so it's going to be great.
To see what my new teacher is and what she looks like, or he, I don't know. To meet new friends and to see some of my old friends.
I'm really looking forward to what teacher I'm going to get.
First day of school, I want to sign up for some new sports.
I'm looking forward to meeting friends.
Hey guys, I just can't wait to go back to school. I get to meet new people. I get to see my old teachers. I just cannot wait. So let's have fun.
On the first day of school, I've got a mission to give all my teachers a hug.
I'm going into 6th grade and I'm really excited to meet my business teacher.
For my senior year at Boynton High, I'm excited for playing basketball.
I'm excited at Boynton Beach High School to get one step closer to college and have a great basketball season.
This school year is going to be a slam dunk. I'm really excited for my psychology class.
But we want to have fun for the rest of summer.
Well, some of my favorite memories as a child were those long, sort of boring summers, at least for me. I don't know about you, but it's nice to see the kids coming back and all the excitement.
A lot of excitement. So let me ask you, as superintendent and as a father of 2 small children, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to the patterns and the rhythms of a normal sort of day. My kids, obviously, during the summer, like many, spend time doing the things that they love, but also getting back into their routines is just really important. I'm also looking forward to watching them continue to grow. This is a great school district. They've got great teachers. You know, my wife and I are really involved wanting to make sure that they stay active physically too. That's important, so I'm looking forward to the soccer and gymnastics and all the things that we like to do on the weekend too.
Well, Dr. Avossa, we wish you great success in the new school year. We'll be talking to you again soon, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us.
My pleasure, thank you.
And thank you so much for tuning in. We want to remind you parents, though, to check Edline. Check the Edline page of your child's school and make sure that all of your information is current. You'll also find a wealth of back-to-school information at palmbeachschools.org. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Inside the District, brought to you by the Education Network, keeping you informed.